And that's the problem right here. They have to just make sure that that is a definite fact, and how they go about that is so
Hello
dynamic
semuanya,
that
hari ini
I think
lanjut
they have good
MPL
odds of
ya
making it
guys.
work in the
Aura
round of one.
Fire versus EVOS Glory.
It feels like there's so much creativity and there's flexibility and there's room for surprise.
Kira-kira
for
siapa
EVOS.
nih yang bakal menang
Picking up things
guys?
like the Carmilla, we've seen it
Kita
being
start
flexed
poll
into
lagi.
the jungle with Annabelle, but for Aura, not so much.
Yeah, they haven't been able to utilize flex picks that well. They haven't been able to
Fire.
utilize, I think, the meta in general. After the patch, they have struggled quite a bit, and maybe that's because they're a team that has been able to capture a lot of success with comfort heroes. Not necessarily adapting to the current meta, but now they kind of have to. Natan, Harith, first bans in both these teams.
Just straight up. And we go into the drafting phase for game number 1 presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. The EVOS fans and the Aura fans are really turning up here at the venue. I'm pretty sure you guys can actually hear it from where you guys are watching. Aura with the Natan export, take away EVOS, in addition to the Harith, already also eliminate the Luo Yi. And Aura with the next ban.
I think EVOS might be trying to force Aura into picking a prio pick for Kabuki, or letting go of something expensive. Considering the fact that they've already shown the ban to Natan here, they really don't want to let Brands, King Brands, get his hands on a super potent late game carry. And we're seeing that has been the trend for a lot of teams right now. EVOS ain't that much different, but their jungler is also a very dangerous role to take note of. Over than that, right? I mean, the fact that for Aura, they've actually banned out the Matilda and the export. They're really trying to go and set up for Gugun, back to their basics. I think with Kabuki underperforming as well, maybe that might be the key. Start the snowballing in the neutral objective department where you already have such a good weapon there, such a strong weapon to utilize in Gugun's Retribution. Barat's up for grabs. Will it be the first pick?
That's the question. But of course, Gugun's exceptional retribution has also been due to the space that has been
Wait, guys.
successfully given to him by Yaoi, by Aran as well. But they go for the Roger first. So it is a flex for most of these teams, but we haven't seen Gugun on the Roger this season just yet. It may be that surprise pick that we're looking for, the adaptations from Aura that we're looking for. But EVOS now, very easy, can pick up the Barats.
They can go for the Barats, they can go for the Claude as well, by the way. There has been a very hotly contested marksman, especially for teams that want to go for that late game hard carry. Brands obviously can play it, but you never know with EVOS, they might try and focus on other aspects of the game first before exploring that option.
Valentina and Barats.
Valentina Barats.
A bit of flexibility for the Barats and the Valentina as well here. A solid choice in the mid lane to try to react to whatever Aura is planning, because for EVOS, I guess they sniff something out here. They sniff that Aura, there's something off about this Roger pick. What do they want to go for? Perhaps a chip? To go for early skirmishes? Could be an Aura way to victory. But now with the Barats taken away, does Gugun go back to Fredrin then? Oh, Fredrin against the Barats. We've seen that matchup play out again and again. Depending on the emblems and the mid lane cryo, that can be a very different look. We're already seeing the mid lane for EVOS. They go for the Vexana and the Fredrin indeed. You add one good, strong early game roamer with damage or crowd control to this mix, and you have a very potent early game pick-off comp.
And you know, Yehaskiel has been stagnating, I would say, in that mid lane, so he falls back onto his comfort. We've seen him find success on the Vexana, and that is the choice for him. And again, this shouldn't be a flex, right? This should be Fredrin in the jungle, Roger in the gold lane, so it's very clear. But for EVOS, it's still a big question. There is still a chance that they can flex this out. Barats can go in the EXP lane.
Yep.
Can it also go into the Roam for Dreams? No, just jungle and EXP. So we'll have a little bit more clue as to where this draft is going after this. So there you go, a Tigreal straight up for EVOS. Dreams, the last time he utilized this was against a Franco.
Yep.
It worked really well for the counter engage, but
Very
what's the
well.
idea for Tigreal here?
Well, Rashi would know. Against a Tigreal, what would a Tigreal do?
Well, the Tigreal can go counter-engage, but it can also engage really well, and it can force Purifies. So it can also deny all these heroes that Aura might want to use that can't really rely on the Purify.
And it also gives space to Brands, maybe. And Brands does have a comment. Annabelle playing Assassin in the jungle, for me, it's better. So there's a second source of damage if I get locked in.
Makes sense. Having 2 carries has been the way to go for the longest time, and usually now with the tank meta in the jungle, we see from the XP lane for Aura, Gugun will actually just be given these utility junglers, but it seems for EVOS, they're already taking that away slowly but surely
Berat
from
sih ini,
Aran.
guys.
Benedetta respected
Tapi
away
mudah-mudahan
from
Aura bisa
Florin
nih.
too. They don't want, which is weird by the way, Florin, right? Like instantly you think, Yahweh's not gonna play Florin, but hey, it's still a meta to respect.
Right.
If they want to go for brawls, Roger does so well. Vexana and Fredrin too, especially with the anti heal
Right.
of the Florin.
But it's pretty sus, isn't it?
It is. sus.
Florin ban? Do EVOS want to pick up an assassin here? They have the Barats.
They do. It can be them out level a Fredrin with a lick. Hard.
Oh,
Very.
right. Depending on how the rest of the team goes, that certainly can be a thing. But, you know, Paquito is a hero we've seen Aran take a lot. But EVOS, they banned Benedetta, but not the Paquito, leading me to believe they might want to pick it up maybe. Because, you know, if you do give Fluffy that active kind of hero, he is also very willing to be a massive factor here, flanking, playing the long game, going for split pushes. And I think with EVOS' approach right now, that's so dynamic and so multi-layered, it's not a bad option. But they go for the carry.
Which is a wild choice, honestly, in the gold lane, but I feel like they're just really trying to go and pick up a very safe weak side gold laner because of the Claude and the Moskov ban here. So, still, it's quite okay. Deals so much damage against these beefy
MPL.
boys that Aura are going
Son
for.
of
Now the big
a-
question is XP and the roam. For XP, I would honestly still, I don't know if they want to go Paquito though, actually. No, looking at the Tigreal, looking at the Barats as well, very easily punished. But if they still want that side lane pressure, yes, Paquito makes sense.
Welcome ya penonton.
Can he still maybe... Can he flex this Roger into the gold lane though?
Yes, it's gonna go gold.
Halo.
For sure.
Oh, right. I was thinking about the... maybe there's gonna be another flex, but... Okay, Cho and Yuzong.
They're committing. I think the last 3 games that they've played has been on the Joe.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, but they're committing. It hopes it pays off. Yuzong gonna be the choice for a run in the EXP lane. And now EVOS to close this out. Will it be an EXP laner or a jungler?
It's kind of risky to play the assassin up against a Cho, especially Yaoi's Cho. Though, you know, we know he made a mistake that one time. It's still, Yaoi's still very, very scary. That one mistake was the only mistake I think he's made on Cho this entire season. So let's see.
Alpha and Beta powered up.
Oh, Alpha.
All right. We saw first he played, but here is
Alpha.
the original man who brought out the Alpha into the Land of Dawn. And with that, EVOS has locked it in. They successfully went for the flex, quote unquote, on the Barats.
Carry can go Purify, right?
Yep.
I
They have
mean,
a lot of anti-CC.
we've seen Cho, we've seen Yaoi's Cho overcome the Purify spells. It feels like a risky draft by Aura again. And the lineup rating does prefer EVOS too. What are your thoughts?
I feel like EVOS have more to say in how these fights go, but a big factor I think is the fact that he has skills on the Vexana and he's running the Purify. So if there's a big engage attempt, especially from the Tigreal, you can Purify out of it, and if you terrify the Tigreal, that's that engage tool just cancelled out. That's usually how that matchup really plays out.
So the fiery dragons, the red dragons, with their wings hurt, are looking to find another chance, more
Let's go.
possibility, more opportunity for themselves to make it to the playoffs. But will the White Tigers let it slide? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1 between Aura and EVOS Glory.
Already seeing the difference in the clear speed. That Alpha is definitely a massive problem right here. But Brands goes with a Quantum Charge, so he will be going for a bit more mobility, more ways to go around, but ooh. Already
Yikes.
Kabuki trying to exert his dominance right here. Trying to tell him that he should know his place. Weakness Finder on the Roger, by the way.
Kabuki already. He's gonna have to get punished a bit for it. Brands is trying to freeze up this wave, but he's actually doing so much damage back to Dreams too. Brands and Dreams super low in the early parts of the game. Yaoi getting that Jikundo down.
Right, so we're see. I think Gugun now with the concussive blast, he's gonna try and match the clear speed of Annabelle. But we have to see in the mid lane, Clocken with the Impure Rage, not a Quantum Charge. So he's gonna be going for a bit more sustain with the mana, and he's gonna be able to go and do more damage when it comes to the short trades, the one spell poke damage. That is something they can play around with. But him and Yehezkiel clearly wants to go for the utility and the mobility, wanting to be ganking as much as possible for the team.
See that Brands is also playing really safe with his choice in these sub-emblems, understanding that he will be the main target, and in that lane, it looks like Kabuki is having a better time actually. It looks like Brands is zoned under his own tower.
It's the Weakness Finder and the Master Assassin. Allows him to just be a lot more aggressive, especially in these early stages, to try and pressure Brands into something more. And if Brands gets a bit too low and sticks around for a bit too long, the dive is very available with all the tools that Aura have at their disposal.
Oh.
It's a Black Dragon form though.
Yeah, right as the turtle gets reset, actually a big resource burnt out already. Look at Yaoi in the back right now, as that's actually just Fluffy jumping in with his Exodus Welcome, finding Gugun. Now Retry battle, it's still gonna be Gugun despite the implosion now by Dreams. A three-man shove as the Purify gets used up by Yehezkiel. Fluffy still alive, gonna be taken down now, as that's gonna be a one-for-one trade as Yaoi looks to the back as well.
First blood,
Clocker, very low. Yaoi acting as this assassin in the back. Yaoi very low, now chased out by Claw. One for one, make it two because Aura got the turtle.
So it is a little bit of a win here in the early stage of the game for Aura. But that was so close for Yaoi to get taken out with his aggressive plays. Meanwhile, in the talent prediction,
It's just you and Lin, man.
damn.
There's a chance for the two of you to prove us all wrong. Let's wait and see. But in that fight though, it was just so close. But with the first turtle taken by Aura, that's something they can always flex, the neutral objective control. Whoa.
Very aggressive by Annabelle. Good understanding of the timer of the flicker, I guess. That's why he decided to just go in and punish Yaoi for that overextension.
Later on though, in those big fights, I feel like that was a great move by Aran. The Black Dragon form looks kind of early, but that means that once the fighting begins, he's already down on the ground, and he was able to just output a lot more damage, knock Fluffy up, and that's part of why Gugun was able to actually get the retribution. Fluffy was not Fluffy, sorry. Annabelle was kind of hit by the Furious Dive, I believe. There was a big Furious Dive that landed on multiple members of EVOS, and that kind of equalized the fight, on top, of course, of having the Eternal Guard from Yehezkiel.
Oh, purified instantly by Claw-kun. Big resource here as Yehezkiel is actually quite low in the mid lane.
Wow. That's a big resource taken out.
Wow.
With the fact that now only 12 seconds remain until the next neutral objective spawns. You can see Gugun already posturing, Annabelle as well. Both of these junglers are the same level. Can Gugun once again win out in the retribution battle? Or will Dreams be able to hinder that? We've seen Dreams being able to try go for the implosion, but Gugun is still able to get something out of it. But the Black Dragon form is coming.
With the reset and the way the dragon into the Eternal Guard as well. They're just trying to burst him down now. Dream explosion. And they find him there with Spirit of Alpha. Annabelle trying to go back in the fight, but Gugun just secures the neutral objective as usual. Two turtles to Aura.
Aura back in shape, showing again that neutral objective control game and the targeting. They know that Dreams most likely will be looking for an opportunity to try and capitalize the same way he always does. Instead of letting him counter-engage, they just jump straight on him. And there was the animation for the implosion, but I don't think it actually went through. So that was a great moment, a great win for Aura. They're going for more.
The way of the dragon onto Fluffy and Kabuki. One last scratch. He gets it and say goodbye to Fluffy up top. Annabelle will trade down below on the orange buff, and Brands as well pushing in the bottom lane.
So far, Brands has yet to be punished. So that is still a concerning idea for Aura. Concealed Play does come through for Yawi, looking for something. But what really caught my eye was Yehezkiel's first item was Glowing Wand.
Glowing Wand on the Vexana, especially for these big team fights. The Eternal Guard will be doing a lot more damage. And once again,
The full initiation onto Dreams with Eternal Guard 2. Say goodbye to Dreams, and Yawi gets out too. Sheesh. Clean.
Very close, but that was a really good opening. And it does give Aura a little bit more space to maneuver around when they want to go for these invasions. Gugun and Fluffy. But back to that point earlier on.
yeah, as we see here in the items, the magic penetration boots into the Glowing Wand. So Yehezkiel is trying to make sure that they're using the faster wave clear due to the Vexana's passive to try and make sure that they get the early potential, especially in these big fights. Yawi actually pressures and forces the retreat there.
Milan is chasing them down. 2v1 in the spot. No Zanova already uses Spear of Alpha. Goes back in with a Furious Dive and the Petrified too. Terrified now. Yawi, Libera's flag gets him now.
Yawi!
Brings him down into the wall.
Wait!
Great Eternal Guard. Dreams though with a quick landing implosion now looking for Yawi. But it will just be the Rover traded in. And it's Dreams who gets the kill. Jungle for home.
Do they have enough time? No, they don't. They don't have enough time to blitz the turtle. Lachlan and Dreams are coming. Are they going to go for a crazy play? But it turns out Gugun is quick on it. With the help of the Retribution, he will be able to secure the next turtle. So 3 turtles already for Aura. A 2.3k gold lead.
This is a great game for them. They just seem to really know what they want, right? Who they're targeting. Earlier it was Dreams, but in that sequence, it was Annabelle. And with him not being around, once again, Aura flexing that neutral objective domination. 3-0, and they're still the ones holding control because Yawi is just so active. But he's not the only one that can really be making plays on the map.
Every time his flicker is up, he just looks to make plays. So 5 seconds now. 4. Counting.
It's his redemption arc. From the last...
Up against Bigatron.
From the last time he used the Cho, a lot of eyes were on him because of that small mistake that he made that eventually kind of snowballed into the end of Aura in that particular game. But here, he's been able to give a lot of information, give so much space, open up opportunities for his team, finding those assists to facilitate Kabuki, to facilitate Yehezkiel and the rest of the other members to be ahead in this way. A 2k gold lead, it's not as large as an Aura fam would want, but it's definitely there. But up until this point, no one has shut down brands.
Well, the large majority of this almost 3.k gold advantage for Aura is actually in the hands of Kabuki. He's standing currently at 7,000 gold, and brands not exactly shut down completely, but he's only staying on 5,000 gold. Kabuki now with the 3-item power spike, Windtalker, Endless Battle, and the Malefic Roar. We're still seeing a huge number of different combinations on the Roger. And for Kabuki, this means that he has a good balance of burst damage, but also healthy amounts of DPS when he's left alone, just 3 hit in the fights.
But now, you can see Yawi's looking for an opportunity to perhaps take down Klokun. Klokun has the Purify though, and it's still up, so it needs to be baited out if they want to go for it, but
Welcome. Used up with the flicker too, but it's only onto the Roamer. That might just be worth it still with the Eternal Guard connecting. 3 ults from the side of EVOS and a flicker for the Roamer. It seems like Aura are happy with that trade actually. They'll go straight for the Lord and control it with its resource advantage. Nope, they reset it. They don't wanna.
Oh, with a man disadvantage, they don't really feel like they want to be just going for a straight-up fight without Yawi just being an extra factor, an extra thought in the back of the players of EVOS' minds. So far, both teams just seem content doing so, but Brands, in the meanwhile, has taken the topside turret, so EVOS are getting a lot more value from this sequence of events.
This. They're going to try to commit right now onto the Lord. Gugun trying to get some space. Explosion into the Death Welcome now in praises. And Gugun!
Whoa!
Still with a red tree, despite all of it. Just thrown at him. Now it's way the Dragon to lock dreams down. Yawi still able to flicker around as Annabelle looks for the chase. Gugun low. Has a shot, gets out. Yehezkiel caught in his own Eternal Guard. Thrown away by Claw. But Aura, there's a different aura about this team. They just can't die.
Kabuki
All alone. This might be a risky move to
Kenceng
make.
kali.
He makes quick work out of that turret.
And it makes it work. All of that works out. Gukun still with the amazing retribution. So despite not even given that much space, he's still able to get that retribution down, and that really just helped Aura out there. The Lord on the way in the top side as well. It should be cleared quickly. The question is what Aura are able to do with that time given to them. Looks like Kabuki's eyeing for that bottom side turret.
I was going to say earlier, what they can do is they can send Yawi deep into the jungle to potentially wait for a moment. But no, they back out of it right here. And they go for just the turrets outside. Egos don't really have the same kind of solo power, so they're forced to stick around each other. That's a great swing of momentum for Aura. And with the great Dragon Spear completed for Kabuki, he's going to be very dangerous in these fights if he isn't prioritized and controlled.
Ooh, we had a sneak peek into a game fun fact.
Hey, okay.
About this roamer. Throughout his career since MPLPH Season 6, Yawi has used Cho a total of 52 times with a win rate of 55.77%.
You want to know his M4 Cho win rate?
What's his M4 Cho win rate?
100%.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, 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 Yawi!
Baits out the
Whoa, whoa,
Nexus
whoa.
welcome and the flicker as well. Doesn't get him to the wall and the Eternal Guard comes
Shoot.
down. But EVOS get the pick. Aura get nothing.
Tidak.
But the fact that they are able to consistently, Aura are able to consistently bait out multiple ultimates every single time Yawi is just available to make something happen. Certainly plays around, you know, a bit of a mind game for EVOS for sure. And now, EVOS seem to see an opportunity. They go straight for a play in the orange buff. And also the mid lane though, knowing that Yawi won't be able to be making plays, and they're sending Brands to just get the much needed farm it requires. He's at a 3-item power spike at this point with the Demon Hunter's Sword already completed. He has the steel leg plates and he went for the physical defense boots, warrior boots as well, to ensure that he can really hold his own when he's dueling perhaps against Kabuki later on in the game.
Oh no, Clocken with the Divine Glaive. And he has the Eternal Guard in his pocket as well. We've seen it actually deal a lot of damage onto the members of Aura, especially when he commits onto it. And it's been a big problem. 2-0-2 so far for Clocken. And the rest of the members are actually doing quite well. Grand's 1-0-1. This still can go either way.
Now with the next Lord coming up though, this is usually the one that's going to be a bit more impactful. And with Aura already clearing out the majority, well not the majority, but a lot of towers already for EVOS. If they can get this one, this could be the one they can use to really crack open the base immediately for the side of EVOS. So they're going for it, and Fluffy's the only one in the vicinity. What a nature for Brands though.
Gukun level 14, by the way.
Hurtado is level 15. Falcon.
Test live
Going
chat.
forward now with the conceal as well. Yawi just goes in. This is welcome, but he bought enough time. Dreams can't really go for anything. Go good. My goodness. Cannot fail the retribution in the back line. Oh, it's a petrified, a furious
Nice.
dive. And look at Kabuki. Just going in, and Yawi finds away the dragon to
What?
ultimately give Kabuki
Triple
the
kill.
maniac.
Maniac.
What?
Gila.
After everything that has been thrown at him, a
Gila,
lot of people have
Kabuki,
said that
Cok.
he is the weak link in Aura,
Maniac
but he
loh.
picks up a maniac in the 14th minute of the game, and look
Luar
at it,
biasa.
Dreams, the only one left standing.
They're
Sukar
gonna go straight for
dipercaya.
the base. They
Oi.
don't care about Dreams. They'll try to shatter EVO's Glory's dreams this time round with a 14-minute end.
Aura, aura di sini, aura, aura di sana, teriakan
But the journey is still
bersama-sama.
not over.
Aura, aura,
There's still a
aura.
possibility for EVOS to adapt and come back. So it has to come back down to the reset.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
Gege.
Gukun Retreat. Holy moly, this kid is
Holy.
That was
special.
insane.
What the heck?
There's a lot of moments in this game where Yawi still was able to take away so much attention from Gugun in these fights, but still, every single time he's put up against the wall, contested hardly for that retribution, he delivers, man. Perfect objective. Gugun the rookie brings Aura to secure game number 1. all the neutral objectives in the hands of Aura.
Yeah, Turtle,
Since the turtle, yes.
Lord. He was a level below.
Yeah. 15, Annabelle,
Gila,
14,
kabuki.
I mean,
Loh,
technically, Fredrin does have a
kabuki
little
loh,
bit of an advantage,
maniak.
right?
True. But you can say the
Wow.
same thing about Aura when they have an implosion, a death is welcome, and so many times they try to just use it on Gogun. For some reason, he still finds a way to get it. But Kabuki as well, getting his hero in the first phase, that turns out to be a valuable choice to me.
That was the adjustment that Aura made. Because when they lost, who did they lose to?
Bigatron Alpha,
For some reason, I just can't recall the team.
the Red Robots.
But the last time that they lost,
A similar color.
they didn't prioritize Kabuki's hero in the
Yup.
first phase. They prioritized the Cho. Always the third pick. They did it 2 times in a row, and it really didn't end well for them. So again, Kabuki is still the key when he's given a hero that he's comfortable with, a hero that he can perform. He does that. Maniac. Wow.
It just came out of nowhere too. And even in the laning phase, we've seen brands weather the storm against aggressive marksmen. But in that lane against Kabuki, that guy was getting bullied, man. Physically.
physically, mentally, everything. And in the jungle, Annabelle, despite all the farm, despite the alpha pick that has only lost once, Gogun gave him a second loss on the alpha by just out-retreeing him. It's as simple as that.
It's just that simple. On this Fredrin, the mobility, I think, is something that Aura was using so well. Like the fact that Kabuki also went for the Great Dragon Spear, just shows you that this is how they want to play it. They want to be able to move forward and backwards when they want to. And Gugun on the Fredrin is no different. Rushing in the Brute Force Breastplate as a completed first item after the Molten Core. He was just aggressive, but he can also have escape routes planned out by saving some of his spells, some of his skills in the middle of those skirmishes. Here's a player of the game highlights by our official gold partner, UBS Gold. All the way since the beginning. Just big fights happening all the time, and Yaoi there finds Annabelle, stops him from being a factor. That was how they secured one of the first neutral objectives, and the fight was very close. And if you look at the highlights, I think it's going to be a pattern. A lot of these moments are going to be for the neutral objective.
Yeah, there's in there too, and Annabelle. This one, he just went for the fight, right? He didn't really care about the neutral objective, so Ruben got that. I really want to see the fight. This was a clean choke kick by Yahweh the Dragon.
And he got out after going in so aggressively.
This one.
Okay, let's take a look.
So Yahweh takes it. Just 50-50, I guess.
Well, the timing though, the fact that I think EVOS at this point made the call to just go for the fight first. It seems like the low wasn't all that low, but they went for the players instead. And here's almost the exact opposite, right? With Yaoi just diving in. We ourselves were caught quite off guard, like, whoa, he just goes in. But that bought enough time and space for the Lord to be secured. And knowing that there is a level disadvantage, that is the great call to make. And afterwards, Kabuki, as you said, you give him heroes he knows how to play, that he's comfortable in. This is kind of performance. It's an unofficial Savage, is it not?
Unofficial.
Oh.
There's so many times when we get unofficial like Savages, Maniacs. We need an actual official Savage. Oh, Gogun and Yaoi.
Is that a hug or a chokehold?
It depends. It depends. I think they're teammates. I don't believe the chokehold. Definitely, you know, I can sense a bit of jealousy on desk.
Oh.
It reminds me of a Justin Bieber song.
Oh. Which one?
What would that be?
That should be me.
Oh. That was a good song.
Shout out Justin Bieber.
Well, you know, maybe you can take inspiration for Justin Bieber and take another song, "Love Yourself."
Okay.
Oh!
all right.
Right.
All right.
Get back into the game for a little bit. Take a look at the items. Again, he went for the Kabuki went for the Sea Halberd here, knowing that there's going to be a lot of beefy members. He's going to be fighting up against all these fighters. He has to burst down. But we talked earlier about Vexana as well in the hands of Yehezkiel, with the glowing one first and then the enchanted talisman. So initially in those fights, in the early fights where the fights don't take all that long, right? There's not a lot of skill rotations. He gets that burst of damage from the glowing one, the effect from the Eternal Guard applying the glowing one passive as well. And then later on in the mid game, where the fights are longer, when he needs to use a lot more spells, he gets the Enchanted Talisman. So the timing really works out.
It really does. It does work out because that was one of my biggest questions, right? Because normally on a Vexana you would go for Enchanted Talisman because you want to be able to spam it out, but the fact that he kind of adjusted with the glowing wand first was quite interesting. Thank you for pointing it out. And look at all these categories: rich guy,
Mumpung masih analis, kita main dulu sebentar. Valorant. Oke, sebentar, gue tutup dulu. Oke. Game capture-nya lupa. Oke. Kita main Valo dulu sebentar, guys. Mumpung lagi analis. Ada kan? Oke, mantap. Teman-teman gue lagi main nih. Kita main yang deathmatch dulu aja.
Match found.
Waduh, gue pakai sofa nih.
Deathmatch. Warm up.
Set.
What do you say, drone? Ready to stretch your wings?
Fight!
I'll find them. Right here. On my mark. Silence. Watch. Enemy down.
Push.
Captain killed. Captain killed.
Kamu mulai draft lagi, bentar.
Shot down. Down.
Izza carry gua. Ya bentar ya Mikel, nanti kita carry. Ini lagi live MPL dulu Mikel. Draftnya udah mau mulai lagi nih. Sabar. Halo Made.
Ten kills remaining.
Bisa custom sama aku one by one. Oh nanti ya Mikel.
Kills remaining.
Kita by one nanti. Ini lagi live MPL soalnya.
One kill remaining.
Neutralized. Captain killed.
Pas, euy. Yoronya di situ. Baiklah, saatnya MPL lagi.
some kind of combo.
This is tough because you'd want to pick up X-Borg here, but you also want to secure Kabuki's hero. You don't want it to get banned out by EVOS in the second phase, so pick your poison. I think I would go for an MM here, Claude or Carry.
Knowing how crucial that has been for Aura, I would say the same thing, but the export value in this play against this Barats, it might be... No, they go for the Claude. They go for the Claude, so it is an MM. They have learned from their mistakes up against Pikachu Alpha.
Karena sudah mulai draft pick.
Their MM in the first phase, and what happened? Yeah, did not look too good for Kabuki, and now with the Claude, they can let go a sigh of relief. All right, we got his hero. Now we can try to fill in the rest.
This is a great play from Aura, though, hiding their roaming hero until later on. It's not the worst of situations. And immediately Aura will start to target some of those gold laners away from the hands of Brands or EVOS. They're really respecting this Florian pick. It doesn't really seem like a hero that would be signature in the hands of Yaoi. But I guess considering how the fights have been playing out, it's going to be a bit too costly to let go.
What do they know that we don't? Annabelle. In MPL, I learned a lot about jungling to improve even more. Hopefully, EVOS can make it to the playoffs with his signature pose.
Yeah.
Small.
It's more like, this is...
Iya, Mikael, betul.
This
Ini
is how good you are. This is
kakak
how good you
Rachel.
are.
Oh.
It's a tiny amount.
Gua nonton
Insignificant.
MPL biasanya pakai yang Inggris, Mikael.
Average.
Demi Kak Rachel.
It's subjective.
Atau Eterna.
Okay.
Export?
Ooh. And a carry. All right, now they want to play that game. They're like, Brands, we don't think you can play a lot of heroes. Or
Jadi
now we
kayak
can use the
rasa
Mark on
nonton
the carry for the
bola
class.
di
So,
Eropa
pick another hero, brother,
gitu.
man.
Komentatornya
For
Inggris.
EVOS, they ban away the X-Borg. He's a great EXP lane, especially against the Barats. So now I think EVOS are just trying to even out the amount of damage that they can kind of mitigate when it comes to those setups, because that's where Aura usually wants to have a lot of control. And for now,
itu ya?
at least, with
Kopi.
the Valentina, they can match the Eternal Guard
siapa?
impact that we saw in game number 1. So Yehezkiel can still do more or less the same kind of thing. Even the Terrifies, even though it doesn't really last as long as the Vexanas.
I'm still like tunnel visioning on this Florin ban. Why is it banned out? Because for me, the bloom creates so much issues when you're an assassin, because it causes miscalculations if you want to go for pickoff. Are they
Kenapa harus Eterna?
set up for an assassin?
Ya karena dia
Maybe, or
cantik.
maybe they just know something we don't. Maybe in scrims, Yaoi has been popping off on the Florin, kicking people with the Florin. You never know, you know?
Kicking people with the Florin.
Yeah, it's like a Cho, but with a Florin skin on.
When did this update roll out? Wasn't aware that was possible. For EVOS though, they take away the CC that can be used to shred down the Barats and the Bruno, so no assassin for now.
Bruno with the CC. Last pick, is Arla going to be flexed into Rome, or are they going to pick a Cho again? This time against Matilda, it's a bit tougher, I think, to pull off the Cho.
With the limited amount of burst damage, Grok. Oh, I think the Grok has some
Kapan
value
cukur
here.
kumis?
EVOS already has a very low amount of real ways
Nanti
to
juga
pick off.
cukur, Made.
If they really want to go for a Grok, the only real threat would be a CC, maybe in the Matilda. They can just run
Sekalian
him down
ini
and
nanti
chase him
cukur
down
rambut.
with that continuous damage output.
We want to go for XP, Benedetta, Paquito. The Iran picks we are used to seeing. We saw Kara just earlier play the Paquito against the CC. He was doing pretty well in the lane.
So, drum rolls please. Grok.
Oof. All right. That hints that it's going to be a lot of roam fighting, roam control contesting, especially in the jungle. When there's a Fredrin and the Barats, usually that jungling clear speed becomes something that's hotly contested.
Who has the mid lane prio here?
Between the Valentina Grok and
Valentina Grok, Matilda, Vexana.
I think it
Berdoa
has to be
nih.
Valentina Grok.
Biar
The
EVOS menyamakan
the
kedudukan.
Valentina can
The
shorten
Vacantina.
the Vacantina can shorten the
Valentina and
cooldown.
Brock.
She can shorten the cooldown on her spells, you know, with the dashes, and then with the Grok, of course, that's an extra big addition of chunk damage. Whereas for EVOS, the Vexana has good clear, but the Mathilda not too much. So I think Aura will definitely have the mid try.
So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. EVOS looking to force a game number 3 from the Red Dragons. As we jump into the land of Dawn, can Aura
on.
go 2-0?
2-0.
Or will we be seeing a game number 3? Welcome to game number 2. Into the land of Dawn we go.
Whoa, hang on. That's a sprint in the hands of Kabuki. He's trying to move fast here. Earlier on the Roger, he went with the Great Dragon Spear. Now with the
Izza suka
sprint.
doa nggak?
Again,
Ya
the
iya
mobility seems to be
tuh.
a massive factor that Aura wants to try
Berdoa
to
kan
use.
tiada
Looking at the clear
hentinya.
speed, Annabelle is doing a lot.
Pakai
Is
nanya.
clearing a lot faster compared to Gugun, even though the concussive blast has already been
Aura
selected
atau
as an
EVOS?
emblem.
Aura.
I actually really like the sprint here by Kabuki for this game. He needs a bit more of presence in lane, since the battles as well in lane against the Bruno. With the sprint, you get that escapability, and also in these team fights. Claw and
Welcome
Annabelle,
yang
these are the
nonton,
two
selamat
members of
datang.
RGC to lock people down.
Tes
And
di
most
live chat
of the
coba.
time, they should be utilizing it to Gugun in these team fights. Gugun will try to take
Man.
it as well. So yeah, I like the choice by Kabuki, but it can also be bad if, obviously EVOS actually target him down.
It's also going to be great if Fluffy tries to run him down, right? He can have more ways
Yaman.
to get out, but look at this potential dive. The
Bentar
Brand.
guys.
Yep, Annabelle as well. That's a sprint.
Kenapa
And the
Aura?
ability you kind of
Ya,
need there, and
nggak
he does
tahu.
survive, and he pops
Suka
the
aja
sprint.
sama Aura.
Sprinting out of danger right there. In the mid lane, it's somewhat the same. Everyone's just going to be active around the map. But for Brands, with the weapon mastery, he is banking on some items here to really start his journey to the late game to be that massive power strike.
Okay, one vengeance reset, two vengeance resets, and a flicker, and another vengeance, the battle spell, and the skill.
Again, it's a very interesting matchup in the EXP lane. And I always like to remind you guys that Fluffy used to be in Aura. And Aran basically replaced him in a way. But now, mutual objective contest.
Yeah, we're not level 4 just yet. Pops into Power Nature right in front of Annabelle. That's this welcome. Annabelle rings it out. Gugun miscalculated. Finds Yaoi the wild charge onto Annabelle. This Gugun backs away. No members lost, just a turtle.
Wow, that was unfortunate for Gugun, man. When you're that good, just the slightest margin of error means that you don't get it. That's the price of being that precise and that good. But oh, Blazing Duet.
Oh, Brands,
Just.
He jumps into the turret with a slight tackle. He wanted to stun. He did get the stun, but oh no.
That's rough for Brands in that gold lane. Seeing as he's on a Bruno who would want to get that power spike a lot earlier than Kabuki on the Claude. But back to that neutral objective contest, Annabelle is 2 levels ahead of Gugun. Now shrunk to 1, but earlier on it was 2. Gugun was level 4. So maybe that is why Annabelle had a little bit more to say, and that's quite peculiar. What's going on
Kopi
with
dulu,
Gugun?
bro.
Why is he falling behind?
It's just the Barat's clear speed that we've always hyped up, especially again, even with the concussive blast, you can't really match it. You can get kind of close, but you can't really win out. He was able to secure the litho as well earlier. That plays a factor as well. And Yaoi, he's always been a clear component in Gugun being able to get a lot more space in stunning or maybe crowd controlling the opponent's junglers. So Annabelle there generally can just focus on the retribution because he does have the defense welcome, but Yaoi also wasn't level 4.
So the space was lacking here. Brands picks up an item. Will that affect his laning phase? But wait a minute, Annabelle looks for a pick onto Kabuki.
Won't be able to get it. Not now. Kabuki jumps back in
Just.
to the battle mirror image. He plays down, and I think for EVOS, they wanted to get some turret gold there. Two shots by Bruno. Good deny from Aura.
Seems like for EVOS, they're really reluctant to try and go in for a big dive for now. They don't really have the tools to really go for a massive amount of burst damage. And they just worry that they'll overcommit and going too deep when the turtle is up. So now it's back to the turtle contest. Wall charge.
Wall charge flicker, and Kabuki just jumps in on the branch right now. Onto Brancy goes the guiding win as well. The definite welcome used up by Annabelle onto the Fredrin, and that's going to be still around with a double kill in the back. And Google securing it. A Brazer's Rash. A big bomb down onto Annabelle. Around with a stun, around with a triple, around looking for the CC. Resets on the vengeance. Oh my goodness, it's a wipeout.
In the 5th minute of the game, ladies and gentlemen, that fire has been reignited for Aura. What? Triple kill. Did you see what Arano was able to do on the backside?
Yes.
He was just demolishing the whole backside. With Kabuki, of course, and Yaoi, that was a whole team effort. And you talk about decisive. That's what you can expect to see. When you win, it's one-sided, direct. When you lose, it's also a full-on wipeout at pre-5 minutes in the game. Now Aura have definitely secured the momentum and the control.
4,000 gold lead now for the Red Dragons. But the White Tigers are still looking for opportunities on the map. How is Brands looking in terms of his items as we get a little peek into their head-to-head actually?
Funny enough, these stats don't really seem too far from each other. Average KDA, Kabuki wins by 0.1. I mean, I guess it still counts. Average gold per minute as well. An extra 10 to 20 for Kabuki. But for the most part, they've always been solid. It's just in the hero pool, but ooh, look at this.
Chain down now, Aran still able to get those resets down. The final splash as well, Aran! Now with the help of Good resetting over to Annabelle. How many times will he be knocked up? How many times will he get the vengeance? Shoot! Holy! Another win, wall charge! And the blazing duet, Kabuki, Aura, everyone is popping up. Fluffy wall down, barrier. You're stuck in here with the Dragons.
Aura woke up and chose violence today. What are these performances from all the members today? Aran, as slippery as can be in a 1v2 situation, still survives, buys enough time for Gugun to make it out. In the backline, meanwhile, Yaoi and Kabuki are doing work. Everyone is busy and everyone is finding value. And on top of that, to make things worse for EVOS, he's able to get a turret in the top side, and Gugun is already on the way to claim the next neutral objective.
It's just so tough for EVOS right now. They are on the back foot. They've already tried going for a full-on 5v5. It did not work out in their favor. And then they go for a pickup, and it was immediately countered. Now I think they just have to try and go for trades and delay the game. It's not ideal, but at least in the late game, there's a chance that if they can weather the initial blazing duet, they can maybe zone Kabuki with a shorter range and try and get Brands a bit more active in these fights. Looking at the gold disparity, especially in the EXP and the gold lane, it's massive. But even in the roam position, the fact that Yaoi has been so much more active, getting 6 assists, is giving him 1,000 gold lead over the opposition. And with the Demon Hunter Sword and the Golden Staff completed for Kabuki, it's not a full-on power spike. The Corrosion Scythe will be a nice addition. But for now, at least, if he's left alone, and if, like, Fluffy takes a bunch of basic attacks like we saw earlier under the turret, he can very easily get shredded down.
Dreams has a photo now. Conceal does get peeked out.
Nobody saw that. He went for Natalia. He went for Natalia.
It's fine. Walk it off. 106. 7.5 gold lead. You mentioned the late game, Arashi. If this gets brought to the late game, what can we expect?
I expect the gold laner still to be the main damage output, but for Aura, they're going to be a bit more front heavy, as in they're going to be going head first into a lot of these fights. Whereas for EVOS, like we've been saying, it's a bit more flexible, a bit more adaptive, if you can say. Especially with the Matilda, they can try and bait out a lot of spells initially, but against Yaoi, it's going to be a tough order. Trying to make sure that he doesn't, make him question himself when he's trying to go for big engages.
Does he get it? Oh, he does it. Annabelle still secures it there. Tried to bait out the Retribution because Lord is spawning, and here it is, Aura with an 8.7k gold lead, 9-0 in 9 minutes, starting the Lord.
Just earlier we saw that the Blade Armor is secured for Gugun, so he wants all that physical defense. But it doesn't matter. No one's gonna be coming to try and contest this. Lord, that will be Aura. He's getting it.
Gonna go on to Fluffy now, and that's the Eternal Guard. Yaoi also getting the Eternal Guard. It's the Eternal Guard duel now. That's unfair, man. Kabuki, the other Eternal Guard, didn't have any, help from the team. Oh, Dinoman just running, shuffling in that mid lane.
Fancy footwork there from Annabelle on the Barats, but now without the Daytona's welcome, it's gonna be a lot more defensive here, especially with his purple buff coming up. Gugun already trying to capitalize.
He gets it.
Did he get it?
Yeah,
He gets it.
Oh.
Now
Now
it could.
EVOS, they're walking on the back foot right now. The Lord is marching in the top lane, but this mid wave is going to crash first. That bottom side should be crashing real soon as well. I think, are they manipulating these waves properly?
Seems.
yeah. They're trying to build a slow push, crashing it twice.
I think it might come together in the base of EVOS at about the same time. And if you talk about the clear that EVOS has, Clockman has only just finished the glowing wand, only the second item. So it will help, but it won't be decisive.
Shush!
Flash up top, already baited out. Meanwhile, the mid lane also, they're actually going to be able to take it down with no problem. And there's another wave up top. Aura might just be looking to utilize that as Kabuki goes onto the orange buff. And no, they're happy with just the mid lane base turret taken down. It's a 10.5k gold lead in 10 and 15.
Oh, Fluffy!
Oh,
Yeah, what? Wow, that is a lot of damage. Kabuki fully stacked up with the Golden Staff, Corrosion, and DHS.
And now he also has the Wind of Nature, by the way. So even if Fluffy wants to try and match him out in a duel, I think Kabuki comes out on top now. Means that EVOS, once again, starts losing more options in how they want to approach these fights. And Aura, they're setting up.
Oh my god.
It's been a while, Eterna. How do you feel?
No comment. No comment yet.
No comment yet. She's scared. She's not too sure if this will go the way she expects. We've seen a bit too many comebacks today for anyone to really be too happy.
Right.
Before now, Ente, kadang-kadang Ente as well. Thrown out by Yaoi with those recalls.
All right, for EVOS though, with the Flash of the Oasis completed,
ente kadang-kadang.
finally, there's gonna be a bit more staying power in these fights, but they have to try and use crowd control here. The fact that Kabuki has no Purify, that has to be something that EVOS need to be looking at, because even if they do have the extra bit of shielding, I think Kabuki is doing way too much damage, already finishing the Windtalker 6 items, including the boots.
But what about Brands? He already has 2 items on the way to his 3rd. What item are we waiting for here?
Probably the Malefic, maybe, to try and make sure that the frontliners, especially Gugun with like a blade armor, can actually be threatened by the basic attacks coming in. Because otherwise, especially for these very mobile fighters for the side of Aura, they can just keep moving in and out.
Berhasil kah Kabuki?
Kabuki shredding the Lord.
Nice.
That's a full item Claude for you. That's what it does.
Wow, okay, so that's a free Lord for Aura.
Nice.
And so once Brands gets the Malefic, is that a moment where Aura needs to be aware of? Aware of.
Oh, even then.
Do you think it's enough? Oh, there you go, Malefic Roar.
All right, I
I don't
mean,
think it's enough.
he'll have damage, but there's a lot of tankiness still, a lot of HP for the side of Aura.
Apakah 2-0?
Annabelle gonna hold down from that Lord. Kabuki up top, just sieging it down as a wave in the bottom lane. It's still very
Sword?
slowly building up for Aura. Annabelle gonna be final stash into the midst of it all. Kabuki just dragging
Nice.
down as Annabelle will fall to
Okay.
Around Vengeance. Now around, going in for the Vengeance stacks again, and the Brazer's wrath onto the back as he gets terrified, but a wave in the bottom lane comes crashing down. Kabuki! Blazing the way!
Yeah!
Oh my lord!
Mantap.
Fluffy now with the Vengeance still able to survive, but
Yeah!
Aura is an absolute assassin. Still good
Wano
heal by
ka?
Clockun. As now they go for Fluffy, gets bursted down like it's nothing. Kabuki still alive, has the immortality,
Yeah,
now gets bursted down
Wano.
as well. But the immortality is the only thing that gets popped. Aura fly high once again, they burn. The chances of EVOS to make it to the playoffs with this match. Woo!
The Red Dragons, with their wings clipped by the Red Robots, yesterday have come back and found their fire. The fire that was missing, the fire that faltered. The Because they say the higher
Aura,
you
aura
get,
di sini.
the heavier the wind
Aura,
blows.
aura
And
di
for a
sana.
second there we
Teriakan
thought that it was
bersama-sama.
completely gone.
Aura, aura, aura.
But Aura have chosen otherwise, have proven otherwise.
Yes,
A
let's
2-0, an upset against the momentum of EVOS glory.
The win streak, the hype train comes to a screeching halt as the Dragons pop the brakes. They stop the win streak of EVOS and increases their chances of reaching the playoffs. And now we're just that much closer to a multi-team tiebreaker scenario.
What we tell you, ladies and gentlemen, season 13, we're gonna get crazy things as we get towards the last week. If you expected this to go a one-dimensional way, an expected way, a predictable way, you got the wrong season. You're watching the wrong season. Aura with their form back. All they needed was Kabuki in the first phase, and they level up by just that much.
It's almost like they're a whole different team. Just like that.
Right? What happened? It's just the last time they played was yesterday. No, 2 days ago.
a.k.a.
On Friday,
EVOS.
against Bigatron.
Aura, aura, aura.
I believe so. Yeah, it's on Friday.
Quick adjustments.
They saw what Bigatron did to them, and they were like, "All right, no more." That was once. We will not let any other team violate us the way they did.
No longer. So let's talk to them. Let's talk to the Dragons.
Sang naga berhasil menaklukkan sang macan kembali di leg yang kedua. Aura, hampir aja 3 minggu kita nggak ketemu loh. Minggu 6, 7, 8 akhirnya ketemu.
Ya udah akhirnya di interview lagi.
Itu dia, apa kabar?
Alhamdulillah baik udah.
Setelah lu strik,
Iya banyak banget.
gimana kalian bisa? Hari ini Bude ngerasa ini aura yang sebenarnya nih. Aura yang ganas. Kenapa baru muncul hari ini?
Apa ya mungkin kita lebih try hard aja sih udah dari kemarin-kemarin karena kita habis lost streak jadi kayak lebih try hard jadi hasilnya adalah
Oh, try hard. Latihannya
Hai,
ditambahин?
ya makin banyak.
Buset, semangat ya Aura. Memang persaingan lagi ketat banget, tapi gimana tadi? Ketemu Fluffy. Kan kita ngelihat leg 1 dan leg kedua, kalian bertemu dengan 2 lineup yang berbeda.
Yeah.
Dari EVOS, gimana ketemu Fluffy lagi?
Kangen udah.
Kangen?
Ya biasanya ketemu di GH kan dulu.
Ha-ha.
Ya sekarang ketemu di stage jadi kangen aja sih.
Gimana tadi kangen-kangenannya di Line of Down?
Apa ya aku tusuk-tusuk aja kali dia tadi.
Tapi ini banyak yang penasaran. Ran, di kantongmu ada sesuatu nggak?
Belum udah. Lagi fokus playoff dulu.
Fokus playoff dulu guys. Guys, sabar ya. Tenang. Sepanik itukah Aura untuk masuk playoff?
Ya lebih fokus ke playoff dulu aja sih, emang itu aja sih.
Oke, ini menarik ya. Di mana sebenarnya kita melihat persaingan dari Aura, lalu ada Alter Ego, ada RRQ, terus berarti siapa lagi nih ya? Kita punya tim EVOS juga dan Rebellion. 5 tim masih berjuang untuk 3 slot. Gimana kalian melihat persaingan 5 tim ini bersaing untuk 3 slot babak playoff?
Seru deh. Ya jadi pasti semuanya tryhard tapi kita juga pasti bakal lebih tryhard juga.
Ini adu tryhard jadi?
Ya pasti, adu semangat lah sampai ke playoff.
Semangat, mental, semuanya lagi benar-benar diasah. Tapi ngelihat sekarang kan lawan kalian adalah EVOS yang lagi punya tren positif. Mereka win streak, kalian lose streak. Apa yang kalian miliki hari ini yang gak dimiliki oleh EVOS?
Mungkin karena mereka win streak jadi kayak gameplaynya kebaca aja sih Bude. Cara mereka menang udah kebaca jadi kita gampang ngalahinnya.
Wow, bisa membaca. Apakah bacaan itu bisa dikasih tahu di sini? Apa yang kalian baca dari EVOS?
Jangan, ntar tim lain jadi bisa juga.
Dapur ya,
Ya,
dapur.
rahasia, gak boleh.
Waduh, tapi keren banget. Mereka berhasil memecahkan kode dari Raja Hutan ini. Tapi kalau ngeliat dari Gugun,
Halo Bude.
rambut baru. Ini
Iya.
rambut baru ada maknanya kah? New hair, new spirit.
Gak ada sih. Emang kemarin kepanjangan aja. Terlalu panjang.
Dan sekarang apakah melihat performa dari Aura? Dari Aura ini udah lebih tenang kah? Udah back on track belum sih menurut Gugun?
Kenapa deh?
Udah back on track kah?
Bismillah aja.
Bismillah aja.
Bismillah aja.
Tapi kalian gimana sih untuk menghadapi kan early awalnya stay strong terus sempat kayak tertatih-tatih. Gimana kalian bisa untuk tetap solid dan tetap strong?
Mungkin banyakin banyakin bercanda aja sih.
Siapa nih yang suka bercanda di GH?
Yaoi.
Yawi. Bentar, bercandaannya orang Filipina bagaimana ya?
Gimana bro?
Coba. How do you keep the mood? Gimana sih caranya bercanda tetap make it cool di tim?
Bikin energinya naik aja di GH.
Apa main tebak-tebakan kah atau pantun-pantunan?
Apa ya? Cum semua aja. Cumin semua.
Diapain? Dicium-ciumin? Ini dijidat? Semuanya? Oh itu blessing dari Yawi sepertinya ya. Dengan ciuman mantap dari Yawi. Tapi, is this the aura that you are looking for Yawi in this match? Is this the aura that you guys want?
Ya karena kemarin kita lebih try hard. Terus hasilnya ya bagus.
Hasilnya bagus. Try hardnya itu, bisa dikasih tahu gak sih mungkin sebelumnya latihan 6 jam sekarang jadi 20 jam.
Sampai ngantuk yang hampir tidur sambil main. Gitu.
Jadi benar-benar sampai yang ngantuk-ngantuk tetap bermain.
Terus habis main kalau udah ngantuk langsung kasur aja, tidur aja.
So, you guys bangun pagi. After bangun pagi ngapain?
Mandi dulu.
Mandi dulu. Habis mandi?
Makan nasi padang.
Makan nasi padang, oke. After makan?
Nasi
Siap-siap
padang
buat
katu.
Siap-siap buat scrim. Jam berapa tuh biasanya?
Jam 1, mulai jam 1.
Mulai jam 1 sampai jam?
Jam 9. Terus jam 9 langsung rangket.
Langsung?
Rangkem.
Oh, bahas.
Ya, rangkem.
Ngereng.
Oh, ngereng.
Ngereng sampai
Ngereng.
jam?
Jam 24 jam.
Buset, benar-benar try hard ya. Di sini kesempatan kalian masih terbuka dengan try hard yang terbayarkan seharusnya di sini. Kita akan bertemu lagi dengan kalian di minggu yang ke-9. Masih ada 2 match untuk Aura. Kita belum dengar dari Kabuki nih. 2 match tersisa. Apa yang harus kita nantikan? Siapa yang paling kalian nantikan juga mungkin untuk minggu ke-9?
Alter Ego.
Why Alter Ego?
Karena ada deh, cuma nggak bisa dibilang di sini.
Ada deh. Dibilangnya di mana nih? Di storymu nanti ya kita lihat ya.
Ya,
Oke, kita cek story-nya dari Kabuki ya. Katanya dikasih taunya nanti. Pokoknya Alter Ego. Any words for Alter Ego? Karena sebenarnya kalian berdua sama-sama pengen tiket playoff pastinya. Sama-sama masih punya kesempatan? Any words for Alter Ego?
buat Alter Ego kasih game seru aja.
Kasih game seru dari Yeskiel. Kak Pai lagi nonton nih.
Kelas.
Pai.
Kayaknya lu ke gua season ini sendiri deh, Pak. Gak usah ajak gua.
What?
Aja. Aura goes to playoff?
Amin.
Amin. Tren positif akankah dilanjutkan oleh Aura dan inilah dia kemenangan yang dinantikan. Semuanya mari sambut, inilah dia tim Aura. Caster Aura jadi sangat ganas pasukan naga.
Ah.
The fans are having fun. What a game.
That was. Trina, how you feeling? You know, we saw that Trina was trying to curb her enthusiasm, like, okay, only one game, relax. But now it's actually set in stone. How do you feel? Come on, let it out.
Belum playoff bang.
Okay,
That's true. They haven't
okay.
secured playoffs,
Belum playoff,
not just
Bang.
yet, but I am very curious to just see the standings, man. I want to see the standings right now. Like, because
Now.
how does it look like now?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
As Gani would say usually. But I had something else I wanted to say.
What?
I forgot.
You made me forget. Turna.
It's because of the Nyao.
The meow.
Sorry.
I wish we could just see the standings right now. Right now.
We can't.
Yes.
We gotta review that game first. And we gotta
Hey.
appreciate where appreciation is due. Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone. You're the player of the match. Silence the haters.
But I can make it work, nerds. Don't tell anyone.
But man, with the Claude, just immediately the whole team as a whole looks a lot cleaner, a lot better. With the tenacity,
Simpan
with the
aja
common
lah.
emblem, he knows it's gonna be a lot of heat on him. But on the comfort heroes, this is what you're expecting from Kabuki, man. He knows the limits, right? I think limits is the important word right here, because he can play, and back in a few seasons ago, we saw him play Assassins even, because he knows the limits.
Yeah.
He knows when to go in aggressively, and he knows when it's not possible and to get out. So in this game, in this match, he played the Roger, he played the Claude, and it's always so risky the way he's playing it, but it always works out because in his head, it's all calculated.
That's how he's a double-edged sword, because yes, so far he's only found success with 4 heroes, right? The Harriet, the Claude, the Carry, and the Roger. But when he gets these heroes, it's still a massive point of criticism where, you know, you can get shut down in the draft. But when you get your pick in the first phase, like the last 2 games that we saw from Aura, he knows exactly how to utilize this. I want to give a massive shout out to that build. Not going for Windtalker, not going for Meltic Aurora, instead going for Windtalker. That was so big, man, because he just goes for the back line. He never cares about the front line.
Playing more of an assassin style, if anything. And even when he can't really seal the deal himself, he knows that there's backup coming in. So the whole team's build is to go in, and you have to shout out the rest of his team as well. Aran here, he survived for so long.
How many resets?
That's way too many resets than what seems legal. But that is what Aran can do, and Yaoi, of course, on the Grok, an absolute menace. And, you know, we were talking about this. Man, they really let Aura get the Grok. That's a bold move, and for EVOS, it definitely did not pay off at all. And how they were playing out in these fights, they just seem to be so disciplined, and they know who they're targeting. And if they don't get it, it doesn't seem like they're gonna get who they are initially targeting, they just go back. And Kabuki, again, when he's on his comfort heroes, he just knows when to go crazy. And I think he surprises EVOS, but also the rest of Aura, right? It's almost like, oh dang, he's going in? Well, since he's on his comfort heroes, he must know how to go with this. And he goes in. Maybe we can hear a bit more later on when we can take a sneak peek into some of the communications.
Okay.
That would be great. That would be nice. But
Sudah
you know, I was
beres.
one of the people that
Kita
doubted him.
main
Honestly,
follow
I've been
lagi,
talking about
guys.
Aura's performance back
Main follow lagi. Kita main ini dulu kali. Kita ganti agentnya jadi hero coba ya.
Time to jump.
Bentar, ganti lagi coba. Bentar. TDM dulu, pemanasan lagi.
Match found.
Pakai crop kali ya.
I've got all the time in the world.
Hah? Kenapa? Wait guys.
And they're off. Haven't you got somewhere to be that isn't here?
You're nothing. Reloading.
Cutting their vision.
Charge your horse. Stealing sight. seconds until stage change. Stage 2.
Opponent killed.
Raze is on a rampage.
Satchel out.
Charge your ults. Raze got the bloodlust going. Stage in 10.
Melek.
Got one. Dropped in a storm.
Sage killed. Cover going out.
Drop in a smoke.
Ultimate orb spawning.
Here! Catch! Target down. Refreshing.
Ten seconds until stage change.
That's a kill.
Final stage. Shadows traveling.
No peeking. Reloading. Get out of my way. Wait for me. Ha, four. Here, yeah.
Aduh.
Satchel out. Reloading.
It's you and me.
Ultimate orb spawning.
Nothing. Reloading. Reloading. Hi. Refreshing. Cutting their vision. For you. Good attempt. Jet's grounded. Reloading. Get him. No peeking. Results. Eliminated. For dead.
Dominating.
My ult's ready.
15 kills to go.
Drop in a smoke.
To disappoint.
They will cower. Life. I want these.
Oh,
Embarrassing.
yes. Bisa nih. Aduh.
Charge your fun.
Remaining.
My turn.
Sorted. Get out of my way.
Kit lagi. Woi. Dikit lagi, cuy. Sekali lagi, lagi, bentar. Ah. Oke. Mental nih. Mental gue udah ini, cuy. Oke. Main apa lagi ya? Oh, nanti dah. Ntar dulu. Oke guys, sampai sini dulu live stream kita hari ini. Nanti gua bakal kabarin lagi live atau enggaknya, nanti gua bakal kabarin di story ataupun di community post ya. So thank you buat teman-teman semua yang udah nemenin gua dari Watch Party Grand Final, VCT Pacific dan juga match terakhir dari MPL ID Week yang ke-8 yakni Aura Fire menghadapi EVOS ya guys. GG Paperex dan juga Aura Fire. Thank you teman-teman semua. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye guys. I love you.